Hi, Madbronco here, back for another instalment of Sim Racing. This time I'm going to have a go at the Brasileiro de Marcas racing series. So I'm back in a car this time, after the trucks. I'm sticking with the Brazilian theme, obviously with the race series. It's a Brazilian touring car series. So as we get into the car, we're at Velopark, again another Brazilian racetrack I'd never actually heard of before I looked this up. It looks quite interesting. Obviously I've done a few laps practice, and so let's get into gear, get out on the circuit, start the qualifying session, sticking with the same format as before, doing a 15-minute qualifying session, then a 15-lap race. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this. I'm enjoying the sim racing, different circuits, different vehicles. So like I say, we're back in a car this time, touring car. It's kind of my favourite, I suppose, touring cars. Yeah, a bit of a tricky pit exit there. Like I say, this is a circuit I'd never actually heard of before. So I didn't know the circuit. It's not the most technical of circuits, it's not the longest of circuits, quite flat. There's a few tricky corners, like I say, I've had a bit of practice before just to get feel for the car, feel for the circuit, etc. So as we get round to near the end of the outlap, come through this tight chicane section onto the start finish straight to start first lap of qualifying. So we'll see what we can do, see how far up the grid we can get. This is quite an interesting little section through here, a little bit tricky. This corner is quite difficult to get right, quite a wide entrance. Quite an interesting section under the bridge, and then just kind of feather the throttle just to maintain a decent speed through here before you get on it for the long back straight. So far so good, not going crazy, but then again I'm trying. This is quite tricky to get quite right as well, to get that apex. Come down to this last sort of hairpin chicane section. It's the first lap done. I think I'll be the first person to post the time, so we'll probably go first. Yeah, position 1. 1016. It's not too bad. It's not the fastest I've run in practice. It's a steady start, down to second, well third. I was just going to say we're down to second, and then I looked again and we're down to third already. We'll have to pick the pace up a little bit. Oh, dropped down to 6th. As you can see from the track map, pretty much everybody's out on circuit. I've actually got a car quite close behind me. Really want to start getting tangled up with other cars. Trying to fluff this lap up somewhere. Half a second down, 7/10 down, nearly 8/10, yeah. So this isn't going to improve. Been knocked down to 8th. But he's not too close behind, which is good. 4/10 up on this lap. That felt quite good through there, even though we've lost a bit of time somewhere. Ooh, a little bit bit fast into there. I think we got away with it. I'll gain a bit of time. Maybe that's the way to go into there. Okay, so we're up a little bit, not a lot. 2 tenths, 1.5 tenths. Down to 9th. See if we can pick up a few places with this lap. A 1/10.5. Okay, that brought us up to 4th. I'll take that. Looks like we've gapped the car behind some. Whoa, flipping heck, that was close. Obviously the pit exit kind of appears there into that corner. Wow, that was a bit close. Okay, well that's kind of got a car really close behind us, which is not something I really want, but not a lot I can do about it. Oh, he says.
Watch your left. Clear.
Oh well, that's blown that lap. That completely put me off. Completely missed the braking. Like I say, that's kind of one of my bogey corners, as it were, that, you know, it's not been one of my best corners to get into. Right, so I've dropped right back, as you can see, giving myself a bit of space in front. Got a car behind us there, but it's a fair few seconds back, so I don't think it causes a problem. So let's see what we can do this time. Try not to overshoot the corner. Not doing so well. Blimey, nearly half a second down already. That wasn't very good through there, got to say. And where are we at the moment? 6th place. I think we'll do maybe another lap or 2 before I consider dropping into the pits, having a bit of a regroup. Okay, well, imagine 1/10 up on this lap. Okay, that pulled me up 1 place. Already up a little bit on this lap. See if I can hold it together. No surprises from the pit lane, which is good. See if I can get a good run through here. Oh, so far so good. We've gained a few tenths. Oh, yeah, that was pretty nice. 3 tenths on this lap. Oh, nice. Made it through there nicely. Okay. Kind of holding about 3 tenths. I'm sure that would grab us a few places. Come on. What are we looking at? About 3 tenths. That's going to give me pole position. Well, for the moment. Well, yeah, I'll take that. I wasn't quite expecting to jump up to pole. Right, well, we're kind of cool it. I've kind of fluffed that first corner. Now I'm kind of getting in the way. Sorry, buddy.
Left side.
Okay, I wasn't quite expecting that. Wow. It was a little bit aggressive. Must admit, I didn't particularly get out of the way too well. Couldn't really decide whether I was going to go for the lap or not. But that's kind of made my mind up.
The caution flag is out.
Really wasn't expecting, like I say, that kind of aggression. So, obviously we're ducking to the pits. Regroup. Still in pole position at the moment. Not quite sure whether that'll hold or not. what have we got? Just under 6 minutes left, so like I say, we'll box, have a little regroup, hopefully get another few laps in. Time we've done the tyre change, put a new set of treads on. Should probably have about 5 minutes left. Typical, there's hardly anybody out on circuit now. So let's have a quick look at the qualifying standings at the moment. We're obviously in pole with a 1:01.1, seconds at 1:01.2, couple at 3, 4, 5. So yeah, it's pretty tight at the top. I'm sure that could be beaten. I'm quite pleased with that at the moment. Not very pleased with what transpired on my in lap, but yeah, pole position. Wonder if we can hold that. That would be nice to start from pole. That'd certainly give me a good opportunity, well, to hopefully get my first podium, possibly even get a win. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Just want to try and get a podium first, something I'm lacking at the moment. Right, let's go. 3.5 minutes. So we should be able to get 2, possibly 3 laps in. A little bit of extra practice, never hurt anybody. Obviously I'll be out there if I need to try and better my
Pit exit looks good.
better my time if somebody challenges
Blue
me.
flag.
There's a car here somewhere. Lots
We're
of
being
cars
shown a
here.
blue flag.
Right, let's let them all go
Caution.
past. Quite a few cars coming out at the moment, so let's
Blue flag.
oh, come on. Okay, right. I think I'll let these two go past then.
Blue flag. Car right. Clear right.
Got a bit of clear track behind me, or enough of a gap. There is a car catching up behind me. Don't want to get too close to these two in front. Trouble is now I've backed off a little bit. Blue one behind me's caught up. Okay. Kind of a decentish gap forward and back and forward, you know, in front of me and behind me. I have to go with it. It is what it is. Obviously with my backing off and stuff. Wow, that's a pretty poor first corner. Now I'm going to get in the way again. Oh God, blimey, come past. Sorry buddy. Wow, I'm making a bit of a hash of this, aren't I? Getting people's way. Completely blew the first corner on that attempt. And then got in another car's way. And this car's right up behind me now. Oh dear, this is not that I necessarily need to be out here, but let's get out of his way. There's a little gap behind him. And I'm only going to get one lap in, so again, I've got a gap in front and a gap behind, so I shouldn't catch anybody. The car behind challenged me, see what we can do. Nothing special through the first couple of corners, already 2/10. Oh, picked up a little bit there. Oh, a little bit fast there, had to back off. No, this lap's not really happening, is it? No, not going to better my 1011. Well, certainly not going through there, I won't like that. Oh, well, we complete the lap. And then that's qualifying. And we've taken pole position. I'll certainly take that. Nice.
Checkered flag, that's the end of the
Nice,
session.
pole position, my first pole position. So let's see whether we can translate that, turn that into a, well, at least a podium. Obviously it'd be nice to hold first and get the win, but like I say, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So yeah, like I say, I'll take that. Not the best of qualifying sessions, obviously with me getting in the way a little bit. Well, I'm getting punted out of the way, literally. And that's it. That's the 15 minutes of qualifying. So next we race. So I'll just get warmed up, make sure I'm in top form. And like I say, try and turn this pole position into something. I will get qualifying right one day. Get pole and not get punted out of the way. But anyway, let's go into the race. Right, okay, so it's time to race. As you can see, I've maintained pole position. Obviously after, I think it was the truck race last time, where I thought I'd qualified somewhere, and then when I got to the qualifying positions for the race, I'd actually dropped a few places, which I was quite surprised at, but obviously that's not happened this time. So as we run through the different corners on the circuit, we are going to officially start in pole position. So we get a clear view ahead of us, which is nice. Obviously a lot of cars behind us, so let's build up the revs. Go, go, go. Okay, not the best of starts. Wow, I've been passed already. By 1, 2, another one up to my left. Just about hold him off. Ooh, squeeze through there. Okay, through here, looking good. Got a car quite close behind us. Looks like there's a gap then behind him, so not the best through there. Whoa, a bit wide. Now we're door handling it.
Still there.
Wow, lost another place. Flipping
Clear.
out.
Clear left.
Yeah,
Watch your right.
I'm going to take you
All
back
clear.
straight away if I can stop. Yeah. Managed
Left
to
side.
stop and
Clear
just
left.
keep in front of him.
Clear.
Nice. Well, it's a shame I had to do that, but okay, so we've got third back. Not quite the first lap I anticipated. Certainly didn't anticipate being in third. So right, so we've made it through the first lap. Got 2 cars ahead of us that are pretty close. Obviously we've got this car behind us that we've been dicing with already. And then there was a little bit of a gap behind him, so not quite sure what was happening behind him. Whoa, again, pushing hard through there. Not really gaining on the 2 in front. If anything, oh, they're challenging each other. Okay, you keep doing that and slow yourselves up. kind of losing ground to the two in front, and the one behind's gaining on me. Okay, looks like I've turned that around a little bit, gained a little bit on the two in front, dropped one behind. So we're on the third lap. Should be settling down now. And like I say, we're in third place. You can see the leader in second place, pretty much directly ahead of us. Okay, that was not so bad through there. Not really gaining, kind of pretty central to the two in front and the one behind. Did it stop? I'm really not liking that corner. That is, like I say, been one of my kind of bogey corners on this circuit. Let's try and get a good run out of here. Yeah, pulled them in some there. Certainly dropped the one behind. Okay, it's looking promising as we're starting to all settle down, get into a rhythm. Again, this corner here is quite tricky because it's quite a wide entrance. Well, quite a few of the corners are tricky. Not really done so good through there. Dropped a little bit on the two in front. Oh, get off the grass. Yeah, he's certainly larger in my mirror, the car behind. Not really the best. I don't know about that corner. That's again, I caught up with them onto the start-finish straight. Can I keep with them? Okay, it wasn't too bad a run through that section. See how we get on through this sequence of corners, which, like I say, is a bit sort of feather of the throttle. Don't get on the throttle too early, otherwise you're right up out there on the right. Kind of held with them. What is the distance in front? About a second. Oh, come on, slow down. Not too bad. Kind of held on to them this time, yeah.
On your right. Clear.
Don't leave the door open. Whoa!
Hold your line.
Where are you? To the
Keep
left
right.
of me somewhere.
Keep right.
Not sure where he is. Oh, there he is.
Still there.
I think I'm going to have to let him go.
Clear. Watch your
No,
left.
lovely.
Hold your line. Clear. Car right. Clear.
Wasn't quite sure whether I was going to try going into there and taking him or not, but yeah, that seemed to work. Oh, that was a bit of action there for a few corners. Not,
Car right.
even though I'll kind of fluff
Still
this up a
there.
little bit. Ooh,
All clear.
he's there somewhere. There he is. So I've got into second. Excellent. We had a little bit of a touchy moment. Not quite sure whether I got sideways or whether he drove into me. It certainly felt like the car got a bit sideways as we came through there. Last lap. Wow, he certainly dropped off some. I'm in second. Let's try and at least keep second. Oh, look who's in the lead. A certain ex-Formula 1 driver, Rubens Barrichello. Yeah, I'm not quite sure that I've got what it takes to race against an ex-Formula 1 driver. I'd be quite happy to take second, I think. More concerned actually at the moment about the two behind. Obviously, he's what, 2.5 seconds in front of me. These two behind are certainly more concerning at the moment. So as we start the 8th lap, we're just over, well, about halfway. Obviously I started in pole position, dropped down to, well, at one point there, 4th place on the first lap. Pulled back to 3rd, got into 2nd now. Whether I can catch the leader is, well, let's see, that wasn't too bad a run through there. I think we dropped the two behind a little bit. I mean, the fact that I'm in 2nd place, which would give me my first podium, I would certainly take 2nd place. As like I say, we're only just over halfway. There's still plenty can happen if you've been with me before and seen me racing. Anything can happen, certainly down to the last corner of the last lap, so let's not count our chickens too soon that we're going to finish on the podium, let alone win the race. But obviously I want to try and get my first podium. Got my first pole position for this race, which obviously is somewhat of an achievement. So it would be nice to get a podium as well. Kind of catching him up a little bit in front. He's certainly a lot closer. Whoa, a little bit wide through there. And drop the two behind for about 2 seconds, and I pulled him down to 1.2 seconds. I must admit the last few laps haven't been too bad. Obviously we can't actually see the lap times, but it would be interesting to see what the lap times have been the last couple of laps. They must have been, whoa, steady. They must have been pretty good to have pulled back, well, getting for close on a second on the leader. And I've certainly dropped the two off behind. They're at plus 3 seconds now. Let's not get too crazy trying to catch and possibly attempt to pass. Yeah, we're certainly a lot closer. Wow, look how close he is now. So that can be about 1.5 seconds. Half a second, wow. I've certainly gapped the two behind, now plus 4 seconds. So it's me and the guy in front. I don't think I'm going to have to worry about the two behind. Yeah,
Watch your right.
go for that. Oh
Clear
no,
right. On your left. Keep
no.
right. All clear.
Oh
The caution flag is
no.
out.
What was I doing?
Right side. All clear.
Wow. What can I say?
Car right.
And 4th place is here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, I've just held. Okay.
Clear right.
Whoa, steady. Oh, blimey. Right, okay. Let's just take all that in for a second. What just happened in the last half a lap? was in second place. I went for the lead, spun myself around. I'm not sure whether me and, whoa, yeah, I think I'll go for that.
Right. Clear.
Me and the leader, I'm not sure whether we touched or not. I think we may have touched after I'd gone round, if I'm totally honest. Managed to get back on the circuit in third. Had fourth challenging me. Done a bit of a banzai move there to get back into second. Wow. And what was I saying just before all that happened? One, I'd be happy to stay in second, and then I'll make a banzai move to go for the lead. And kind of completely lose it in the place where a few laps before I kind of nearly turned it around, going for a position. And also I was saying you never know what can happen right down to the last corner of the last lap. So, whoa, a little bit. I think I need to kind of calm it down a little bit, not get too carried away, settle for second. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm certainly not going to catch the leader now anyway. I've got a little bit of space. I've managed to eke out to the, well, what still looked like two behind. There was a trail of cars behind them. There was a little gap there. Well, whoa, no, and again, oh, gee, come on, keep it together, no. Am I even going to make second? Oh, blimey, it's a bit big there in the mirror. Not that, it's not my favourite corner. Okay, kind of fended him off, defended. Well, I've got to say, oh, come on. As we come up to start the last lap, I've got to say, this has been, well, a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't think I'll be pushing now so much, mate. I think I'll be kind of, well, not taking it easy, but just trying to hold on to my second place, which I keep trying to give away. Oh, blimey. A little bit close. Oh no, don't. Please. Okay, he's gone round. What's he think? He's going to go round to the now. Okay, good. I think as long as I can get through this corner, which, well, until the race, I wasn't really having any problems with. As we take second place. Fantastic. My first podium. I'll take that.
That's the checkered
In some
flag.
ways, I'm glad to see the checkered
The crew is
flag.
preparing for a pit stop this lap.
Wow. That was a lot of fun. That was pretty eventful, wasn't it? Got my first podium, even though I was trying to do everything not to get my first podium. Whew. Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I can see now why I enjoy
Come in
touring
this
cars.
lap, pit this lap.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as well. It was good to get my first.
Right now.
I had my first pole position. Some parts of the race were a bit not so good, and even qualifying was not the best. But yeah. So, what next? Obviously, I'd like to get. Well, hello. What are you knocking the cones down, mate? Did you see that? Just at the bottom of the screen there. Yeah. Obviously, what next? Well, to win a race, but also what series of cars and track am I going to go for next? Well, if you want to find out, obviously you'll have to join me next time for what can only be described as pretty eventful races. So like I say, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed it, and until next time, enjoy your racing. Bye.